New York is at the center of the retail world this week. More than 18,000 retailers are here for the National Retail Federation's annual convention and expo. It's the event's 100th anniversary, and we're joined now from that event by Matt Rubel. He's chairman and CEO of Collective Brands, which owns Payless Shoes. He's also a board member of the NRF, the lobbying organization for the retail industry. Matt, it's so great to speak with you. I know you've been speaking to some of your colleagues there as well. Can you give us some perspective as to just why it seems there was so much momentum in the month of November with consumers, but it didn't necessarily result in a vibrant Christmas?
Well, overall, I think the retailers are feeling good about the season, and they're feeling good about momentum in aggregate. So it does break down, though, into some very specific areas. The high-end consumer is clearly back and is shopping, and even the upper mainstream consumer is feeling more stability. I think you still have regional challenges. The Southwest is still quite challenged, as well as different pockets which are highly impacted by unemployment. So that's why you see the unevenness. So you're going to see some give and take. But generally speaking, there's a bit more forward momentum today than there were 12 months ago.
For that, value-minded shopper that you have at Collective Brands and the number of stores and different brands that you own, what are you seeing in terms of the willingness to pay full ticket price? I mean, are we in an environment where you are able, as a CEO, to raise prices to consumers, given that material costs are going to be going up for producers?
Well, our average retail is up slightly, and our general approach has been to make sure that during these times, if you want to be successful, you can't just sell commodity items. So in the Payless division, we have refocused on kind of bringing some excitement and democratizing fashion. Where we've done that, we've actually seen the consumer buy appropriately. When they come into the store, conversion is up. Traffic count still remains a challenge across the board. Now, the good news for us as a corporation is we're diversified. So we have the high-end business. Sperry Topsider had an absolutely spectacular holiday season and is really taking across with its wholesale customers as well as at its own retail stores, as did Saucony. And our kids' business at Stride Rite Kids came a little bit later. So Mom, I think, waited to take care of herself and the rest of the family on gifts, but then has come back and really been appropriate there as well.
Now, you've been pushing overseas. I believe you just opened a Stride Rite in China in December with Li and Feng's help as well. Talk to me about how much you hope to bring into the picture from overseas. How much of revenue would you like to see come from Asia?
Well, we have really focused on diversifying our revenue into Asia and around the world tremendously. We actually had our grand opening in Hong Kong yesterday with Stride Rite Kids, had kids movie stars and all sorts of other things going on that show that we can really bring that brand into Asia. But where we've really been successful is in Latin America, Upper South America, and in developing nations with the Payless concept. So we're focused on doing that. We're currently around 16-17% of our business is done overseas, and we believe we're going to grow that to plus 20% over the next couple of years as the rest of the company grows as well. So it's good growth, and also it's more profitable business for us as well.
Okay. How much is the cost of materials going up for you?
Well, yeah, you kind of got to break it down into multiple areas. Obviously, things that have cotton in them are going up more than other things. So on a weighted average basis, we'll be up in the mid to high single digit range, for the full year, although less than that in the first half of the year. And we think that's peaked a little bit. So what are we doing to combat that? We're continuing to diversify our sourcing strategies, outside of southern China into other parts of China, as well as into Indonesia, into Vietnam, and we're actually back in North America, in Mexico, Dominican Republic, and then also doing sourcing out of Brazil. So we're having to become more global in our sourcing initiatives once again, and seems to be working, and we're making some positive headway on that.
All right, Matt Rubel, thanks for making time to speak to us today. CEO of Collective Brands, speaking to us from the National Retail Federation Conference underway here in New York.